What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. This is episode 198, part number 3 of the #1 professional wrestling podcast right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE off the script for your Sunday, December 3rd, 2017. If you guys missed yesterday's video, we went over John Cena being sued by Ford Motors and me being a car goon because I didn't know what the Ford GT did for $500,000. But John Cena was gifted one of the rarest vehicles in the world, flipped it for $500,000, and now is being sued by Ford Motors. So if you guys want to go check out that is in part 2. Also, the reason why we saw Matt Hardy become awoken on Monday Night Raw, and that apparently is continuing on WWE live event tours. He's still coming out to the Hardy theme, but they're still playing up the fact that he is becoming awoken. So we are going to see some form of broken Matt Hardy in WWE. That is beginning or in the beginning stages. He did post a video on his official YouTube channel getting us ready for the Great War in WWE. So if you guys want to go check that stuff out in part 2, live on the channel right now. Part 1, we talked about Brock Lesnar, and we fantasy booked Brock Lesnar's opponent for the Royal Rumble because WWE's gone around this week saying that there is no legit competition for Brock Lesnar in WWE. It's their job to find legit competition for Brock Lesnar and WWE. So I don't understand why they can't find anybody, or why they can't come up with creative storylines to get us through the Royal Rumble with Brock Lesnar, instead of just having him sit at home and collect a paycheck and sit out and miss the Royal Rumble. So I fantasy book how I would do it, and how I would utilize that as far as turning Dean Ambrose heel. So make sure you guys go and check that out as well. Also, we talk about the Cody Rhodes and Young Bucks, the Bullet Club, self-financing a 10,000-seat arena, and what I think of that. Do I think they are capable of doing that? Who do I think Cody Rhodes wants in the main event? Who do I think it will be in the main event of that show? Will Ring of Honor completely back that showcase whenever they decide to pick a venue? What are the pros and cons of all that? All that this week on Off the Script. Make sure you guys go and check that stuff out live on the channel right now. Plus, you got Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, some Fortnite Battle Royale. Lots of stuff this week if you guys missed any of the content on the channel. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Thank you to everybody that partook in the social media question segment on Twitter. You guys came out, over 130 replies on that motherfucker. So we're going to go over your social media comments. We're going to answer some of those today right here on Off the Script after the news and rumors is done with on this Sunday's episode. JD from NY206 on Twitter. Make sure you guys subscribe down below to the YouTube channel. Turn on that bell for all notifications. I am wearing the Team JD t-shirt today, and I want to make the announcement here. The shirt will be coming back before the holidays. I will be relaunching the campaign on teespring.com, and I may even include a coffee mug or a pillow or a phone case. Not really sure which one yet. I would probably go with the coffee mug because who the fuck doesn't want to drink coffee on a cold winter morning out of a Team JD, Bullet Club design coffee mug? I mean, you got to be out of your fucking mind if you're not going to be doing that, you know? So I might do something like that. We'll see what happens, but I am going to relaunch the campaign on Teespring for you guys right before the holidays. I should be doing that as early as next weekend, so you guys will have from, I think maybe Wednesday next week on through Sunday's episode of Off the Script, episode 199. So look forward to that. I'll tweet it out on Twitter. Make sure you guys are in the know about everything through the Twitter page. Today's podcast being brought to you guys by Audible. Haven't mentioned them all weekend. Got to mention them at least once, man. Audible, giving all new listeners of this show, and if you are a new listener, a new subscriber, a new Twitter follower, and you guys don't know, we are sponsored by Audible. Audible are great friends of the podcast. Audible is giving all new listeners 30 days free. That is 1 month free of their service. That means you get to navigate Audible for 30 days, and if you like it, you can stay on board. If not, you can cancel at any time. You're not going to be billed at all. You're not going to be built for signing up. 30 days free. On top of that, they're going to give you one free audiobook of your choice. And being that this is a wrestling-related podcast, there's a lot of wrestling-related audiobooks on Audible. Daniel Bryan, AJ Lee. You guys want the depth of WCW, the hardcore truth of ECW. You guys want Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Bret Hart, Brock Lesnar, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels. You guys want Justin Roberts. You guys want the new book from Jim Ross, Slobberknocker. You guys want to pre-order the new Mick Foley book coming out this month. It's all there on Audible. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Like I said, if you don't want the service, you can cancel at any time. Immediately after following up and signing up and getting your book, you guys can cancel. No billing at all. It is absolutely free, so take advantage of that. It's a great way to get your hands on something free, and it's a great way to support the podcast all in the same sitting, man. So that's audibletrial.com/offthescript. Let's get on into the news, man. I don't have a lot today. I don't have a major breaking story, but I do have something on the Shield which will correlate with what I talked about on part 1, where we talked about Brock Lesnar and how I would fantasy book he and Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble, and I would use that as a way to turn Dean Ambrose heel. So we're going to start off with that. Major news on the Shield breakup angle before the Royal Rumble. So there are already talks about a Shield breakup right before the Royal Rumble. The Shield's second run has been underwhelming at best. It hasn't gone according to plan since their initial reunion a couple of months back. A viral illness, mumps, is what PW Insider reported. Roman Reigns, mumps kept Roman Reigns out of action for almost 2 months, which forced Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins to carry the load without him. Following the Shield's second reunion and win over the New Day at Survivor Series, which was a very good match, not taking anything away from the 6 guys. That was a very good match. Roman won the Intercontinental Championship. That victory has caused some concern about the Shield's future. Many people have been questioning how long the Shield's current run will last heading into next year. But Seth Rollins cleared up the situation this week on Raw after working a match with Cesaro. After defeating Cesaro, Rollins revealed that Ambrose was away, but the duo would be invoking their rematch clause for the Raw Tag Team Championships with Cesaro and Sheamus next week on Monday Night Raw, aka tomorrow. Despite Rollins' claim that the Shield remains united, Roman's IC title run and Ambrose's absence have given the WWE Universe, some questions that officials addressed head-on during Seth's promo. The irony is Seth Rollins was the one to disband the Shield during their first run, but he's the one who believes their bond is stronger than ever. However, Ambrose's absence plants a huge seed for his eventual heel turn. Next week, Ambrose will reunite with Rollins to try and regain the Raw Tag Team titles. It's unclear if WWE officials are planning a title change next week, but the tease of the Shield's split has a lot of fans wondering if the truth to the rumor that Dean Ambrose will be turning heel soon. It has been rumored that Rollins is next in line for a Universal title match with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, which could set off the chain of events that would lead to Dean Ambrose betraying him and Reigns heading into WrestleMania. Exactly what I discussed on Friday's episode of Off the Script, and I've been pushing for a Dean Ambrose heel turn for months now. Months! We've been talking about this since SummerSlam. How I would have Dean Ambrose do the same exact thing to Rollins that Rollins did to him 3 years ago. The same exact thing. If Rollins is feuding with Lesnar and Roman is busy with the IC title, Ambrose could have little to do at one of the most important times and one of the most important events of the year. A heel turn could be the only option to rekindle the rivalry between Ambrose and Rollins for WrestleMania 34. Also, something that I have pitched months in advance. Their feud would be different this time around because the roles of babyface and heel would be reversed for a fresh dynamic. On paper, Ambrose vs. Rollins makes very much sense. WWE officials will be planning the heel turn carefully, but the seeds have already been planted. Now, I'm going to mention this again. If you guys missed that, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version here. Because this is, the start of what could potentially be something big for Dean Ambrose. Now, it's all going to start tomorrow on Raw with the Tag Team Championships. I would have Rollins and Ambrose win the Tag Team Championships. I would. I don't like flip-flopping of the titles, But WWE did what they had to do for Survivor Series. My first inclination is WWE's going to give the titles right back to Rollins and Ambrose because I don't think they wanted to take the titles off Rollins and Ambrose at that instant. They only did it to make Survivor Series a better show than it was originally planned to be. And it got the New Day and the Shield in a match together. We got that Shield reunion. We got the New Day in a major match. And then we got the Bar versus the Usos. So WWE shuffled the puzzle a little bit and they got the show to be a little bit better than it was. That's why they did the title change, to give us that first full Shield reunion match on pay-per-view. Now, we don't know if we're going to get another one of those. We don't know if we're going to get Reigns, Rollins, and Ambrose teaming up again. So WWE needed to do it then, because if this is the plan, we might not see it again, ever. Now, I would have Rollins and Ambrose win the tag team championships tomorrow night. I don't like the flip-flopping of the titles, but the tag team championships in this entire storyline could be the catalyst to get Ambrose to where we need to get him. As tag team champion, you have a certain priority to your teammate. You have a certain priority to your partner. You don't want to betray him. Defending those titles and doing what is right by those titles is top of the priority list. Rollins, by some way, WWE plans, whether that's a battle royal or naming a number one contender through a fatal four-way or something along those lines, whatever. Rollins would win that number one contender match. I took Solid Monster's idea of a open invitational battle royal for number one contender. Have Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out saying that they beat everybody. There really is nobody else. They don't want to defend the title. We'll sit pretty till WrestleMania. So they say, listen, if there's anybody, let's get Monday Night Raw. Let's get Kurt Angle to put everybody in the ring and let's find out who is strong enough, worthy enough to fight Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. I'm taking Solid Monster's idea of Cesaro winning that battle royal, and I'm going to put Seth Rollins in that instance. I'm going to take Seth Rollins as one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions win that battle royal. His priority now is not going to be Dean Ambrose in the Tag Team Championships. His priority is going to be Brock Lesnar in the Universal Championship. Of course it would be. You know, obviously, whatever you're doing with Ambrose is going to be put on the side. Ambrose obviously going to be feeling neglected. Ambrose is going to be like, what the fuck's going on? This is what we have to do. We're a team here. Meanwhile, you're off doing your own thing. Roman's off doing his own thing. What about me? Roman's doing the IC title. Rollins got the Universal title. And Ambrose is like, you know, everybody's leaving me out in the dust. As if I don't matter anymore. So you wait. And you would book a match between the Revival and the Shield. Rollins and Ambrose. And at that instance, right before the Royal Rumble, if you want to do it before the Royal Rumble, if you want to do it after the Royal Rumble, whatever. You know? Maybe after the Royal Rumble might be better. Ambrose can live with the fact that Rollins, you know, do what you got to do. You know, we'll be back. I'll be here waiting for you. I'll be here waiting for you after the Royal Rumble. So you book a tag team title match on Monday Night Raw between the Revival and the Shield after the Royal Rumble. And you would have the Revival win because of Dean Ambrose doing the same thing to Seth Rollins that Seth Rollins did to them 3 years ago. That's the way I do it. And then, boom, you got a heel turn right there. The Royal Rumble's done. We got February, March, and that's it. 2 months build between Rollins and Ambrose for a match at WrestleMania, grudge match, false count anywhere, no DQ, whatever, street fight, whatever you want to make it. Could steal a whole show if they wanted to, you know? That's the way I would do it. That's the way I would do the breakup. You would have Ambrose wait until Rollins is done. And then Rollins all of a sudden is going to nonchalantly come back. All right, bro, we're ready to go. Now I'm ready to do what I got to do with you. Ambrose is like, whoa. You neglected me for 3-4 weeks now, all because of your infatuation with Brock Lesnar in the Universal Championship. Now you want to come back after I waited all these weeks? You know? Now you want to come back to me. I should have been number one to begin with. You made this all about yourself. And then on that Monday Night Raw, he would intentionally cost them the Tag Team Championships, and he would pretty much gift the Tag Team Championship to the Revival. That's the way I do it. So there is talk about a breakup. There is news about a breakup. Obviously, this is all speculation right now. This is all rumor, but it is being talked about. And you know something is going to happen because they're not going to stay together. Roman is going to go off on his own. Roman's going to be the Universal Champion. It's not really going to be a need at that point for the Shield to be back together. So we'll see what happens, man. I like that idea. I'm sticking with that as right now the best thing that we could possibly do for Dean Ambrose to get where he needs to be. and get Seth Rollins in the Universal Championship match against Brock Lesnar. If WWE wants to, up the ante, if they want to do Rollins, Lesnar, and Finn Balor at the Royal Rumble in a triple threat match, I would be open to that as well. Whatever they got to do. Last time we seen Brock Lesnar in a triple threat match, it was coincidentally against Rollins and John Cena at a Royal Rumble. I think it was 2013, 2014. Great fucking match. Great fucking match. Unbelievable match. But that's what I'm sticking to as far as Rollins. I think Rollins is the number one right now. I think Rollins, just based on storyline, because Finn Balor really isn't legit. How could he be after being dismantled by Kane for 3 straight weeks on Monday Night Raw? I think Rollins is the best because it ties into a major storyline, and obviously you got, the whole Reigns situation. Maybe he's looking for revenge on beating Rollins at Royal Rumble, and that's how you tie that together as well. So it's all kind of correlating with one another. They all have something to do with one another. Ambrose would turn on Rollins, pretty much gift the Revival the Tag Team Championship. I like it, man. I think it's a great way to just move a lot of individuals on Raw along through WrestleMania season. So let me know what you guys think about that, man. Major news on the Shield breakup happening before the Royal Rumble. Something that I'm glad did not happen. Oh my God. Wait till you hear this one. You thought the SmackDown women's division was bad. Now, it could have got a whole lot worse if this actually came to be. Charlotte Flair won the SmackDown Women's Championship from Natalya a few weeks ago. She went on to defeat Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss, at Survivor Series in a champion versus champion match, which was very underwhelming, by the way. Looked good on paper, but the match didn't do anything for me at all. After this, Charlotte defended her title against Natalya, but the match was interrupted by the debut of the Riott Squad. Turns out that this was not the original plan for Charlotte and her next feud after Natalya. According to Dave Meltzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE was building towards, and get ready for this, if you're chewing food or if you're just sitting after a nice long meal and you're digesting, I don't want any illnesses to occur with what I'm about to read to you. I don't want you to vomit up your food. I don't want you to spit out your beer if you're watching a football game. I don't want you to do none of that shit, okay? According to Dave Meltzer, WWE is building towards a Charlotte versus Tamina feud. I'll take a round of bleach for the entire bar, please. On the rocks. And can you put one of them little limes on the fucking rim, please? Because I gotta fucking suck on that motherfucker after I drink several of those shots. And even after that, I don't think it would erase the horrible situation that this match could end up being. Oh my God. With the recent call-ups of Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan, those plans look to have been changed or pushed back to a later date. I'm hoping they are changed completely. What has Tamina done for a championship match? Why is Tamina even in discussion for a championship match? Why is Tamina even employed? Why is she on SmackDown Live? That's my question. That would have been awful. Absolutely awful. Tamina can't work with anybody. Then you're going to put her in the ring with one of the best females you got on the entire roster? Who would be interested in that feud? If WWE was in a creative meeting and the question came up, how could we make people lose interest in the Women's Championship title picture on SmackDown Live? That would be the number one idea. I don't think WWE even thought about what they would be doing with this feud. I don't think that they would understand the consequences of this feud. This feud would have made terrible television. For one segment on SmackDown Live, that's already a 2-hour show, that would have made for a terrible bad segment every single week. Nobody wants that. And thank God it's not happening right now. The feud between Tamina and Charlotte could play on the idea that they're both second-generation wrestlers. Who cares? Who cares? Charlotte, of course, being the daughter of Ric Flair. Tamina being the daughter of late Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Again, who cares? Who cares? Nobody. Nobody watching this podcast or listening to this podcast can absolutely sit there, wherever you may be, driving on the bus to school, on the fucking toilet, taking a dump. Doesn't matter where you're listening to me. I guarantee you, everybody listening to me, raise your hand if you're not fucking intrigued or interested in that whatsoever. Because I know you're not. I know you're not. If you are, if you say that you are completely bullshitting me. Bullshitting me. Nobody out there is legitimately a fan of Tamina Snuka. Nobody. She is terrible. She is absolutely fucking terrible. Can you imagine the promo work between the two? You got one robot in Charlotte, one android in Charlotte, and then somebody who can't even remember her own fucking lines. It would make sense for this feud before the NXT call-ups to happen, according to the source. I'm not saying it would have made sense for it to happen, but according to this fucking news article, apparently whoever wrote this article, it makes sense to them. They may be on some type of fucking medication as well. Because there aren't many heels on the SmackDown roster. Well, you got three more. You got Sarah Logan, you got Liv Morgan, and you got Ruby Riott. I don't mind seeing a Ruby Riott versus Charlotte feud. Much better than fucking Tamina. Charlotte would be finishing up her feud with Natalya. WWE would likely want to avoid Carmella Charlotte until we see a cash-in. That leaves Tamina as the only heel on the roster before the call-ups. Now it looks like Charlotte has begun a program with Ruby Riott. Much better than Tamina. Oh my God, man. I think WWE had averted disaster right there. Holy shit. I don't want to look at that article. I don't want to read the words written within that text ever again. Please, get me away. In fact, I'm deleting the words in my notes. Goodbye. Delete. No more. Emma! Good old Emma. Will we see her in House of Glory in 2018? I certainly hope so. Certainly hope so. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I would love to see Emma in House of Glory. We should probably all get used to calling her Tennille. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Dashwood, her real name. That is her real name, but she will be using that also on the independent wrestling scene. Now it looks like Emma has another addition to the calendar once her 90-day no-compete clause is up, because she is set to face Remix Pro Fury champion Britt Baker in a non-title match at Remix Pro's Wrestling's Evolution in Marietta, Ohio show next year. Since this is a non-title match, it could very well be a one and done for Emma at Remix Pro, but you never know how well things could go. Britt Baker, who is the girlfriend of Adam Cole in NXT of Undisputed, Baker won the Remix Fury Championship in a stunning match against Tessa Blanchard at the September Remix show, and it's likely she'll have another amazing show against the starter of the WWE's Women's Revolution in April. It's also interesting to note that I did report a couple of weeks back that Tessa Blanchard, who also held the Remix Fury Championship for a very long time, won't be coming back to try and regain her title again. This might be more evidence that she is on her way to the WWE, because Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that it was going around backstage at a recent Shimmer taping that Shimmer would no longer be utilizing Blanchard's services. If the WWE Performance Center is in Blanchard's imminent future, it wouldn't be surprising, and bringing her in with Ricochet, whom she is dating, makes perfect sense to snag this power couple in one shot. On the same token, Britt Baker, like I said, also has some pretty strong ties in NXT because she's dating Adam Cole. She's certainly one to watch. I actually met Britt Baker during WrestleMania weekend. She was very sweet. It's the picture that I had forever on my Twitter profile. My Twitter profile picture of Adam Cole giving me the too sweet. Britt Baker was there. I offered to buy her a drink and and all that. So she was very sweet, down to earth girl. Adam Cole was awesome as always. I was there with Josh Eisenberg and LeBar and the Chair Shot crew. Juicy Steen, Billy Gunn was there. So it was a cool time there at the wing place that we went to right before WrestleMania. I didn't go to WrestleMania. I went right back to my hotel room. I made pasta, and I was sweltering in my Airbnb because there was no fucking air conditioning, watching a 7.5-hour WrestleMania event that completely was underwhelming at best. So that was that. But Britt Baker, like I said, she's got ties to NXT because she's dating Adam Cole. Certainly one to watch as well, and is performing well on her own all over the place. It would be a very good chance not only for Emma to show what she's made of, but for Britt Baker to impress as well. So good to see that Emma is finding work, man. It's not going to be hard for Emma to find work. She's going to be just as successful, and if not more successful, on the independent scene than she was in WWE, man. This is going to be a great journey for her. She's going to make herself look even better. And listen, she is not even in her 30s yet, bro. She's like 26, 27 years old. For her to go back to the WWE, it's a huge probability, you know? She's going to do what she's got to do. She's going to wrestle all over the world. She's going to win championships. She's going to amaze people with the fucking in-ring talent that she has. And WWE's going to look at her again, and they're going to bring her back. You know, WWE, you know they want to do another Mae Young Classic. We seen, people who were with the WWE. We had them come back into the Mae Young Classic, right? So, WWE, if they're going to have another Mae Young Classic, who's to say Emma is not back in the WWE via that type of outlet with the Mae Young Classic 2 or 3 years from now, you know? Kind of as a redemption storyline. My first go-around didn't go too well. And now I'm looking to get back into the WWE and prove myself once again. And WWE will have brought Emma in based on what she does in the independent scene. She's going to do very well for herself, and she will find herself back in the WWE. Believe me, it's going to happen. But I'm just glad she's finding work, and I'd love to see her come through House of Glory in 2018 as well, once her no-compete clause is over with. Maybe we will see that, and maybe you'll see it on House of Glory's YouTube channel. JD calling Emma in the ring for House of Glory. Sad story here, man. Not really a sad story, but kind of pathetic that people go to these lengths to just say shit about people. Nia Jax hinted at being body shamed by her own peers in the WWE locker room. Now, she posted a picture on her Instagram where she was in the gym training and she was running the treadmill. Nia Jax posted this and she quoted the picture by stating, "In this line of work and with the world of social media, I am subjected to body shaming and it's something I have accepted. It sucks when you get it in your own backyard around people you are changing in front of and trust with your body. I am a healthy, bigger woman. I love my body. Body shaming is wrong. I hope every person struggling with their body, whatever shape or size you are, do not allow someone to shame their perfectly beautiful body. Hashtag spread love." Nia Jax is an inspiration to millions of people around the world. She's a role model to girls that deal with what society says they should be. Jax has made a point to let everyone know that she should be happy with who they are and how they look. She had to deal with the comments from fans at live events and social media, but her latest post on Instagram suggests that she may be dealing with body shaming from her own peers. Jax says that she has accepted that in this world of social media, she has been subjected to body shaming, and it sucks when it happens around the people that you have to change with and trust your body. If you read between the lines, it sounds like she's talking about some of the women in the WWE locker room. You know, I thought we were over this type of shit, man. Who cares? Really, who cares what people look like? You know, it pissed me off in the Mae Young Classic. We just talked about Emma possibly coming back in the Mae Young Classic via that type of outlet after she has much success in the independents. You know how many people made fun of fucking Piper Niven in the Mae Young Classic because of her weight? How she was just belittled on social media. Do you know how fucking disgusting that is? You can only imagine. And they have to be professional about it. These women, and some of the men too, they got to be professional about it, right? It takes every ounce of fucking willpower to not say something to these people online. But you got to be professional. You got to stay in your lane. You're a professional athlete. You can't let, the people on social media dictate how you are and get underneath your skin, right? You got to have thick skin to do this YouTube thing. You got to have thick skin to do the publicity stuff, and being in the limelight, being a movie star, and being a spotlighted feature or figure on WWE television, right? They made fun of Piper Niven because of her shape, of her weight. They called her a fat cow, fat slob. They called her all these different names. You name it. Describing how bad she looks, how out of shape she is. You name it about her shape and figure, and they said it. Now you go back and watch the Mae Young Classic. If you really want to boil it down, who was one of the standouts? If you had to pick a top 3 standout in the Mae Young Classic, it's going to be Toni Storm, for me anyway, Toni Storm. Kairi Sane. You can even put Shayna Baszler on that list for whatever she did, but I wouldn't put her above Piper Niven. I think Piper Niven, Viper, was one of the breakout stars in the Mae Young Classic. And she did phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. She had great matches with whomever she was with. Serena Deeb, you know? Emma could be the Serena Deeb of the Mae Young Classic when that time comes. Serena Deeb was fired by WWE, but she was fired for drug abuse and alcoholism. So she used that outlet to come back, and they gave her another chance. Who's to say they're not going to give Emma another chance, right? The match that she had with Serena Deeb was fucking great. She had a match with Toni Storm. It's great. Like, I don't understand why people need to body shame about how people look. Who gives a shit? If Piper Niven's going to perform like that and entertain you in the ring, who gives a shit what she looks like? People on social media, you know, it's easy to talk behind a fucking computer screen and a keyboard. But these are the people that won't say that shit when they have a Nia Jax or a Piper Niven looking them directly in the eye. I'm not saying I'm some tough guy either. That's what people don't understand. They don't blur the line between reality and what they see on here, you know? Who's to say? Everybody thinks I'm a cold-hearted psycho. Everybody thinks I'm fucking a lunatic, right? Nobody knows me. No, nobody knows me. The people that know me in real life know who I am and how I am and how I act. You guys think I act like this in real life? So I don't get why people claim they know me or claim that they think they know about me. They're automatically labeling me as this and that and this and that. These people don't know me from a fucking hole in the wall. How the fuck are you? Now, who the fuck are you to talk about me and how you think you know me? Oh, I don't like him because of who he is. You don't like me because of the entertainer that I am. Or you don't like me because of my opinions on certain topics in fucking wrestling. How does that have anything to do with me and how I am as a person in real life? You don't know. People don't understand that, and they don't blur the lines between real life and YouTube. What I am on here is for entertainment purposes only. The things that I say are for entertainment purposes only. You think I go to the supermarket and I start doing fucking Kevin Dunn, right? You think I start calling people goons? You think I call people fucking assholes eye to eye? No. Come meet me at a House of Glory show. You want to see the real Jay? You want to see the real Jerry? Come to a House of Glory show. I'm the most humble, most respectful person you could probably ever meet. I am the complete opposite of what I do on here. In fact, Shapiro, my partner for House of Glory, is more JD in real life than I am in real life. Come on, bro. Shapiro plays the role of me, how I play my role on here. Me, I'm just a regular dude who loves wrestling. Who's got a heart of gold, who's got, you know, I got a calm demeanor. People don't blur the line. Like you gotta look like a fucking supermodel to wrestle now? You gotta look like a Sasha Banks to be a good wrestler? You gotta look like an Alexa Bliss with a fat ass to be a good wrestler? You can't look like a Nia Jax? You can't look like a Piper Niven? Fuck out of here, man. Ridiculous. Body shaming. It's 2017. Get over yourself. Like Nia Jax doesn't work hard at making herself look good. People gotta grow up, man. Grow up. Whatever you see on the internet, it's not the end-all, be-all. Get off the fucking internet and go outside, get some fresh air, please. Apparently, Asuka broke a record on Monday Night Raw. She also brought Dana Brooke to her best match ever. Asuka faced off against Dana Brooke on Monday Night Raw. It was a 5-star classic from Dana Brooke. The match was over in only a few seconds, and Asuka hit a flying armbar and caused Dana Brooke to tap immediately. If you blinked, you might have missed Dana Brooke's greatest work ever. Turns out that Asuka and Dana Brooke, oh, JD, why are you saying it was the best match ever, man? Because Dana Brooke sucks. Okay? People, again, don't understand. They're confused about what I say. Oh, how could you call that the Dana Brooke's best match? A, she sucks cock in the ring. B, she's terrible at what she does. C, she's horrible. D, do you want to see someone that bad in the ring? The fact that the match was mere seconds made me a very happy individual. The less we see of Dana Brooke, the better. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com, he doesn't sit well with many people nowadays either because of some disparaging remarks he said on Twitter. I will not get into that. Asuka's victory against Dana Brooke was the fastest submission victory in WWE television history. It also says that it was the quickest victory, or he also says that it was the quickest victory without a distraction or a foreign object in WWE TV history. Good. Good. It's the way Asuka needs to be winning matches. Quick, painless. Dana Brooke didn't stand a chance. She doesn't stand a chance against anybody. You're going to put her in there against Asuka? Come on. What'd you expect? An Emma 10-minute fucking showdown? Seconds. That's all she's worth. Now she's with Titus Catering. Yeah, completely engross yourself in Titus's fried chicken. And you look like Miss... actually, never mind. Never mind. I just went on the whole body shaming thing, and here I am being a hypocrite talking about Dana Brooke's look. But she does look like Miss Piggy. She does. She's got that face. Not that she's fat. She's in shape, obviously. She's a bodybuilder. She makes herself look right. She just doesn't look good to me. That's all. And she's terrible in the ring. Absolutely terrible. Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman has resentment from the WWE locker room, apparently. Once in a blue moon he did. I don't think now. I think people actually respect the hard work that Braun Strowman has put in. Strowman has quickly ascended to WWE's elite on Monday Night Raw. He's definitely one of WWE's biggest stars at the moment. Braun signed in 2013 with the company after a successful career as a strongman. After only a handful of matches under his belt, he made his debut on WWE television as a member of the Wyatt family. Braun was recently interviewed by Pro Wrestling Illustrated. During the interview, he spoke about some of the resentment from the WWE locker room about his push. Here's what Braun said. Yeah, there was definitely a little bit of animosity, I could tell. But, you know, this is a great place. It's a great company to work for, and I won everyone over because of how hard I worked, putting my body on the line and doing everything I can do to get better. Listening, watching other matches, tapes, watching the entire show. At first, yes, there were some of those guys who have been working years and years and years to get here. But it's not like I didn't put in my time and pay my dues to get here. I traveled around the world competing in strongman contests, paying my way to do all that on my own dime for years. And then I had an opportunity when WWE saw me at the World's Strongest Man. We talked, exchanged information. While saying that, Braun says that he worked his tail off to get where he is. And I quote, I went down and had a trial and earned the spot in developmental down at the PC. And worked my tail off down there, earned the spot in NXT, got called up, and continued to work hard to get where we are at now. Obviously, that doesn't surprise me. Braun didn't have a match in NXT. He pretty much got called up to Monday Night Raw. They debuted him with the Wyatt family. Then they broke him away because they wanted to make him the new pet project on Monday Night Raw. And they put a lot of their time and effort into building Braun Strowman up to the way we see him today. And obviously, some people had to be overlooked. Some guys were being underutilized. Some guys were being fed to Braun Strowman during this entire sequence. Obviously animosity and a little bit of jealousy was there because they want to be in Braun Strowman's shoes. They want to get that. They want to get that rocket pack and climb up the ranks in WWE. But obviously it comes with the territory. I don't think anybody resents Braun Strowman. I don't think anybody has animosity or jealousy towards Braun Strowman now. I'm hearing that he's a very, very nice guy. I'm hearing that he's very humble, and all I hear is how hard he's worked. And you don't even need to hear it from anybody. You as the viewer can see how hard Braun Strowman has worked. Because this ain't the Braun Strowman that I put on a fucking t-shirt way back when. This isn't Wyatt family Braun Strowman that was having terrible television main events with Dean Ambrose. This is a Braun Strowman that has developed into his own man, his own character, and has easily become the most entertaining thing about Monday Night Raw. So you can see without anybody even saying anything, without a talent going on a podcast or an interview and saying anything about Braun Strowman, you can see how hard the guy's worked. Because he's come a long way from then to now. So I hope you guys see what I see. I love, one of my favorite things about watching wrestling is seeing talent develop. It's been unbelievable seeing Braun Strowman develop. You don't get to see that often, Guy coming from nothing. Not even getting a match in NXT to being what he is today. It's a fun ride. It really is. So I don't think people think that way about Braun Strowman now. Maybe early on because they were pushing him. Now, the fact that he is who he is and he's got a permanent spot on Monday Night Raw as one of their main event guys and an attraction for WWE, I think people now have nothing but respect for Braun Strowman. Finally, guys, Jinder Mahal. You guys know him.
The make-believe Maharaja.
Gotta do it. Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers, Samir and Sunil Singh, apparently have been written off WWE television. I don't like Jinder Mahal. In fact, I just downright hate him altogether. But I will say this, the Singh brothers, even though they are booked to have the same ending over and over and over again in Jinder's matches, they were the best thing about his act. I enjoy Jinder's entrance, and that's as far as I'll go about complimenting him. They make his entrance really, really enjoyable. Now, the Singh brothers may not be leaving WWE after all. It was rumored because of what happened on SmackDown. They got their ass kicked by Jinder, and that might have been a way to write them off television. Those stars were the Singh brothers, who are real-life brothers. You got Gurv Sira and Harv Sira. On June 13, 2016, Gurv and Harv were announced as participants in the WWE Cruiserweight Classic tournament. Moving along to June 23rd, the Siras were eliminated from the tournament in their first round matches, Gurv losing to Noam Dar and Harv losing to Drew Gulak. The Bollywood Boys debuted in WWE Developmental in NXT on September 15th. In April of this year, they made their SmackDown debut, interfering in a six-pack challenge to determine the number one contender for Randy Orton's WWE Championship at Backlash, and it began a 6-month reign of absolute torture for SmackDown Live, with Mahal winning the match. They're currently performing on the SmackDown brand under their respective wrestling names, Sunil Singh and Samir Singh. The team was previously known as the Bollywood Boys before they made their main roster debut in WWE, as seen on SmackDown in Lexington, Kentucky, at the Rupp Arena on USA Network. The heated rivalry between the WWE Champion AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal continued to escalate. Styles took on the Singh brothers in a 2-on-1 handicap match. However, as soon as Styles entered the ring, Mahal and his cronies, goons, attempted to gain an advantage by attacking him. However, Styles pushed through and found victory with a jaw-dropping second rope Styles clash. Beautiful. To Samir onto Sunil, who was right below him, laying on the mat. After the match, it seemed like Mahal was going to attempt to blindside Styles, but AJ exited before Mahal could grab him, leading to the former WWE Champion attacking the Singh brothers. Dave Meltzer talked about the angle on his latest Wrestling Observer radio show with Brian Alvarez and confirmed the report first brought to light by PW Insider. He noted that WWE officials decided to split the brothers up from Mahal and that they won't be cut by WWE, just like James Ellsworth was earlier this month. Instead, the belief within WWE is that they did a great job in their roles as Mahal's goons. Thus, they will most likely be sent down to NXT until WWE officials can find something else for them to do. So it looks like Mahal might be on his own. This might be a good thing. You know, now Mahal's going to win matches on his own, and we know he can't do that because he's been portrayed as a goddamn loser. Or maybe WWE finds 2 other goons to pair off with Mahal, and we get this process all over again. But it looks like Mahal will not have the Singh brothers going into Clash of Champions, or what I like to call Trash of Champions. On, when is it? December 19th? Or some shit like that. I don't even fucking know. December 17th? One of those days. Who cares? The card looks underwhelming at best right now. But it looks like Mahal will not have the Singh brothers. They are not written off WWE television completely. They are just being removed from Jinder Mahal's act. Meanwhile, this could all be bullshit, and we could see them show up on SmackDown Live. Because he did this once before, and they were right back with him the next week. So we don't know what's going on. But right now, there are rumors going around that the Singh brothers will be removed from Jinder Mahal's act on WWE television. And that is all the news, man. That is all the news I got for episode 198. It is now time for the social media segment. Make sure you guys get your questions in. I will always tweet something out, either hours before or a day before we record live off the script, and I will take all the questions that I got and pick and choose which ones I want for the social media segment. Always use the hashtag JDOTS on Twitter. In fact, I have something that was emailed to me. Falco, if you're listening to me, bro, I got your message, I got your story, and I got your pictures. We'll do that next week on Off the Script. One of my longtime subscribers, massive Hardy Boy enthusiast, my buddy Falco, he emailed me, DM me on Twitter. I will read his story. He's got a very, very cool story about the Hardys again. I will read that next week on OTS on Sunday. But I did get a birthday wish from Joshua Spicer here. He emailed me. You guys can always email me, man. I know sub-stories was a big thing, and it hasn't gone away completely. I will be doing sub-stories, maybe one reading every week. just for you guys, but I like the social media segment. It's a little bit more interactive, and it's a little bit more in tune with the podcast because it stays wrestling related. But Joshua emailed me. It's his birthday. What's up, JD? By the time you get this, my birthday will already be over. But what the hell? I'm a huge fan of yours and a proud owner of the exclusive JD t-shirt, Team JD. I always appreciate every week hearing your veteran opinion on wrestling. I'm a lifelong fan and understand the frustrations that comes from watching this shit product known as WWE. You are the only one that makes it worth my while, even on the days that I don't catch a show, which is most days as of late. I still watch your review, and that is all I really need. All the love sent to you from the Adirondacks. Hope this finds you well, bro. Josh, hashtag Team JD for life. Josh, happy birthday, brother. Thank you so much for your message, and I hope you had a great birthday, and I hope you got everything that you wanted for your birthday this year, man. Happy and healthy. So that's coming from Joshua. Let's get into the social media segment, man. Actually, Falco, we'll start off with you, bro. I know you got your sub story. We'll talk about that next weekend, Sunday. He actually sent me a question. Have you ever been to Germany, bro? Hashtag JDOTS. No, man, I have not been to Germany. I'm not really sure if I'm ever going to make my way over to that part of the country, but I would love to visit Dublin and sit in a fine pub with some rowdy individuals and drink Guinness the way it is supposed to be drank. Simple as that. That's all I want. That's all I want. Maybe do some sightseeing, but first, Guinness. I would love to even take a tour of the Guinness factory. I think that would be great. But, me flying 6.5 hours and, with all the bullshit going on in the world, gonna stay grounded here in New York City, bro. Brian Argo. Brian is actually sending me the Funko Pop of the Money Incorporated duo, man. Brian, what's up, brother? Thank you so much, man. Who is your favorite gimmick wrestler of all time? Easy question, bro. Easy question. The Undertaker. My favorite wrestler of all time. We got Foxman4. This guy is a complete scrub at Call of Duty. And he says simply, hashtag JDOTS, Jinder Mahal is the greatest wrestler of all time.
The make-believe Maharaja.
There you go, Foxman. And then Drew, my buddy Drew, he follows up and replies, hashtag Ginger Cost 2K17. So I don't know what that means, but Foxman, you suck at Call of Duty. You're nothing but a gay ginger. And meet me on the battlefield, bro. I will continue to own you in World War II. And stop jumping into my lobbies, you fucking goon, okay? Musgrave 322. If AJ Styles finds a way to retain the WWE Championship, which we can only hope because we all know that
the
Jinder Mahal is
Maharaja.
Does it ever get old, man? If Jinder Mahal loses to AJ Styles, do you believe that Shinsuke Nakamura would be the one who wins the Royal Rumble in 2018? It's exactly how I'd book it. I would book it no other way. Musgrave 322. AJ beats Jinder. Nakamura wins the Royal Rumble because I think Nakamura has had a shit year. Having him start fresh and win the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania and main event WrestleMania in the real main event, by the way, not this shit Reigns-Lesnar bullshit. In the real main event and win the WWE Championship, you have a new superstar in the making. It's the way I do it. Nakamura wins the Royal Rumble in 2018. D-Mess. This one got a few likes, man. A lot of people wanted me to read this question. If WWE had a rival promotion to go up against, what 5 people would you pick to do a D-Generation X type invasion? Ooh. Hashtag Patreon Squad. Hashtag JDOTS. Man, I'm not going to answer this question in picking people who would be reminiscent of what Triple H and Shawn Michaels and X-Pac and the Road Dogg would do. And Billy Gunn. I would, as far as the tag team, I would do the Revival. I would have Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder take the roles of Billy Gunn and Road Dogg Jesse James. I would have Adam Cole play the role of Shawn Michaels. I would have Kevin Owens play the role of Triple H. And I would have AJ Styles play the role of X-Pac. So we got the Revival, AJ, Kevin Owens, and Adam Cole. That's what I would do. Those are my 5 guys right there. Just that's completely off the dome, off the top of my head. If you guys want to answer that question down below and have fun with that, which 5 people would you pick to have a degeneration type invasion if WWE had a rival promotion to do that against? Any 5 guys on the roster. You guys go and do that. Have fun with that, man. D-Mass, thanks for the question, and thank you for your support on Patreon.com, man. Abby Felicity 1. What are your thoughts on Sasha Banks and how you would book her from now till WrestleMania? Keep her out of the title picture, make her champion, keep her off TV, feud with Paige, Asuka, Bayley. I would actually do none of those things. The one thing I want to have happen out of all those is turn her heel. But I don't think that's going to happen right now because I've seen pictures as of this weekend of Ronda Rousey training with Natalya at, I don't know if it was just a random gym away from the Performance Center or if it was in the Performance Center. What I would do is I would have done this a while back, move Charlotte and Becky over to Monday Night Raw so that this match makes more sense. And I would keep Sasha in that group for the time being. Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, and Sasha. They're all baby faces right now. Move them over to move them over to Raw. Move Charlotte and Becky from SmackDown over to Raw. So you got all 4 horsewomen on the same brand, and you build towards that 4 horsewomen match at WrestleMania, which you know is coming. WWE is planning it. They were plans of it to have it happen at Survivor Series. Obviously, none of the women from the MMA side were ready. So now they're going to do it at WrestleMania, giving those women all of November, December, January, February, March to train. And we're going to get that storyline on the road to WrestleMania. So I wouldn't do any of those things right now. But the one thing that I would do, because I'm intrigued in seeing that match and how that comes about on WWE television, it's definitely going to be a spectacle. I would make her heel. Turn her heel. Have her go against Bayley. And we discussed this time and time and time again. Bayley needs to grow some balls. Not legitimately, but she needs to be aggressive. And Sasha Banks needs to be a catalyst in making Bayley be more aggressive. And Bayley needs to be a catalyst in giving me, not ratchet Sasha Banks, but a heel Sasha Banks that isn't so cringe as she is now as a babyface. So that's what I would do, and I hope that answers your question in some type of way. Emperor of Tomorrow, Mr. Chelsea Dan, how would you book Kevin Dunn on WWE TV? Fire him. I would fire him immediately. The guy is AIDS, the guy is cancer, and the guy is absolutely diseased to WWE. Why would you fire me, JD? Why? Because I don't like Sushi Mora? I don't like your vanilla midgets, your indie darlings? Because I love the Roman Empire and fuck out of here, man. Kevin Dunn is absolutely fucking garbage. Pixel Professor at Nicholas Teeters. Who are your ideal title holders going into the Royal Rumble? Well, we already got one. AJ Styles is my ideal title holder for the WWE Championship. The U.S. title, you know what, man? It's really difficult to say who. I mean, right now, obviously, it wouldn't be Baron Corbin. I'd probably put it on Bobby Roode. I'd probably put that title on Bobby Roode. Tag Team Championships, I'd keep on the Usos. They are the best at what they do right now in all of tag team divisions, both SmackDown and Raw on WWE television. The Women's Championship, probably on the right woman in Charlotte, you know. You can give some points to Becky. I think Becky needs to be rebuilt up and be brought back into prominence. For Monday Night Raw, we got Alexa Bliss. Obviously, Asuka. I would not have the title going into the Royal Rumble. That's when she's winning it, the title at WrestleMania. So I would actually have, I would keep it with Alexa, but I would have given it to Sasha. I would have had Sasha as the Women's Champion going into the Royal Rumble. Tag Team Champions, you can't go wrong with either the Bar or the Shield. But I would probably have the Shield go into WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble as Tag Team Champions, and we'll do what we said in the beginning of this show with the Revival and Dean Ambrose turning heel. Universal Champion, I would have either given it to Samoa Joe or Braun Strowman. I would not have Brock Lesnar. I would not be booking Lesnar versus Reigns this far out. I would not be booking that match at all. for WrestleMania. I would do Samoa Joe or Braun Strowman. 2 missed opportunities from WWE. And the Intercontinental Championship I would have on Finn Balor. I would put Finn Balor in the Intercontinental Championship spot going into the Royal Rumble. Brandon Messina at Brandon M226. In spite of recent announcements of the lackluster Trash of Champions card, do you think a number 1 contenders match for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble between Owens, Zayn, Orton, and Nakamura would be a good fit on the card? If so, who would you have win it? I would not have that match happen. I would have a collection of matches happen between these 4 individuals, or put them in a tag team match at Clash of Champions. Nakamura would win the Royal Rumble, or all the 3 men would be in the Royal Rumble themselves. If Nakamura doesn't win the Royal Rumble, I would have Sami Zayn win the Royal Rumble and then turn babyface again and have Kevin Owens just shit all over Sami Zayn and, you know, that type of thing. But it's too late for that. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's going to play into the WWE Championship title picture. Maybe if Owens was champion, that would be a great story to tell, but I don't see that happening right now. Orton and Nakamura. Orton would be in the Royal Rumble. I don't see what he's going to be doing at WrestleMania, nor do I care. Orton is boring as a babyface. Nakamura is going to win the Royal Rumble, so I would not have a number 1 contender match at the Royal Rumble. I would have Nakamura win the Royal Rumble instead. Avon Myers. Tavon Myers 95 on Twitter. JD, I gotta know, bro, which women's wrestlers in the WWE do you find attractive on the main roster? Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Ember Moon. Who else do I like? Those are my favorites, really. You know, Peyton Royce. You know. No, I'm not a difficult man to please, bro. I'm not a difficult man to please. Strong Style for Life. What is the perfect place on the card for Roman Reigns? Off the card. There you go. Simple question. Simple answer. I don't know. Zachary Brown. Zachary 921000197 on Twitter. What is your opinion on the entire Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels feud? Who do you think was right, and who do you think was wrong? Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, the feud was built on hatred. The feud was not built off the matches that they had, you know? They had that Iron Man match. It was a good match. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was one of the best matches ever, but it was a good match. Their match at the 92 Survivor Series was a good match, but that was when they were babies. And the hatred really didn't start happening at that point yet. Who do I think was right and who do I think was wrong? You know, it's a very difficult question to answer, man. Because you take the side of Bret Hart and you understand where he's coming from. You take the side of Shawn Michaels and you know where he's coming from, right? They all thought that Bret Hart was going to go to WCW with the WWE Championship. Or the WWF Championship. That wasn't the case. I don't think Bret would have done that. Bret has been so loyal to the WWE, I don't think he would have taken the WWE Championship to WCW Nitro. Bret, from what I understand, and from what I read and heard and listened to and watched, Bret didn't want to lose in his hometown. Bret didn't want to lose in his hometown. Bret wanted the match to end in some type of fuck finish at Survivor Series. Bret has gone on every outlet and said, I would have willingly, if I wasn't going to sign with the WWE and I would have went to WCW, I would have willingly dropped the title in another rematch on Monday Night Raw the next night, as long as it wasn't in Canada. He didn't want to lose in his hometown. He didn't want to be embarrassed and lose on his last night in the company in his hometown. So WWE went into business for themselves. They didn't want to respect what Bret Hart wanted. They were afraid that he was going to take the title, because in this business, you really can't trust anybody. So Triple H was like, oh, he's going to take the title to WCW. He's going to take the title to the competition. Michaels, being, you know, a Vince McMahon guy, followed the boss's orders. Everybody followed the boss's orders. Earl Hebner, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, you know, all the people that were involved. I didn't watch Wrestling with Shadows. I have to. Mr. Soldier reached out to me, tweeted me the link on YouTube. I can watch it on YouTube. I've yet to watch it yet because I'm a lazy fucking sack of shit. But, you know, they were both wrong and right, if you ask me. But I don't understand why they would do that to Bret. If all Bret truly wanted was to lose the title on Monday Night Raw and then go, I don't understand why that was so difficult. Why was that such a difficult decision to make? They were both right and both wrong. The entire Bret Hart-Shawn Michaels feud was built off hatred. It's one of the most volatile situations in all of WWE history. It's a feud not based on work rate. You figure with those two guys it would be based on work rate. It's not based on any of that. It's based on who fucked who. Not literally, but who fucked the other over more. That's my opinion on that. As Roma lovers, ASR_Nick, knowing your hatred on Jinder's push onto the main event, in which, to be honest, we all did hate seeing him in the main event. If you had no choice, how would you have booked him during the WWE Championship run? This is not even a question, ASR Nick. I would have never put Jinder in the WWE Championship title picture. Ever. There's no possible way. There's no feasible way you could have booked this man to be a successful WWE champion. You can't. You can't. Based on his body of work before April, there's no way anybody was going to take this guy as a legit champion. Now, if they wanted him to be hated less, if they wanted me to hate him less, coming out and making disparaging remarks about Shinsuke Nakamura's ethnic background, you ain't going to gain any brownie points with anybody, bro. That was awful. Absolutely awful. Nobody laughed. Nobody was entertained. It was some of WWE's worst television all year. But I would have booked him immediately in the United States Championship title picture. I would have had him hold hostage of the U.S. title for months at a time. That I would have been okay with. Then, if Jinder is the United States champion, can you imagine how it opens up for other storylines to breathe on SmackDown Live and what you could have done? Right? Orton could have been champion. We could have got Styles versus Orton for the WWE Championship. We could have got Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. By booking Jinder as the champion, you single-handedly sabotaged 7 months of television on Tuesday nights. And nobody sees that. Nobody sees that. He was a disease to that brand and that title. And they cannot be that stupid to contemplate giving him another run. That would be the ultimate death nail in the coffin for SmackDown Live. Ty Brown at Enigma X Prince on Twitter. Do you think Woken Matt Hardy should be moved to SmackDown and pushed heavily? When Jeff comes back, I see Jeff on Raw. I would love to see Matt on SmackDown. I think that would be the best thing for him. I don't think, that way, you can separate the Hardy names. Jeff is doing his own thing, the Enigma, right? Jeff Hardy on Monday Night Raw is doing his own thing, winning championships, flying all over the place, banging around all over the place. Matt doing his own thing on SmackDown Live, And it would be better when you have that first time all year that Raw and SmackDown go head-to-head. What if Matt Hardy's on SmackDown and Jeff Hardy's on Raw? Nice little dynamic over there, man, come November. I think that's nice. Matt Hardy would definitely find a better home on SmackDown Live. Robbie Nomad on Twitter. JD, I think promo packages before pay-per-view matches haven't been as impactful as it used to be when it comes to getting people excited for matches. Do you have a favorite promo package? Mine is Austin versus The Rock at WrestleMania 27? I think you got them wrong. I think you got it wrong. 17, I'm sorry. I'm reading it wrong. I read it wrong. I read it as 27. It's 17. I'm sorry, bro. I'm a goon. I'm fucking exhausted. Yes, that's definitely one of my favorites. I really can't pinpoint. I really can't pinpoint a specific one. I do agree with you though that they have not been as impactful as they have been when it gets people excited for pay-per-view matches because there's nothing there. How could you be excited for the video package? The video package is actually now, the one thing I will say, the video package is now better than the feuds. Because what you see on television does nothing for you when you're watching it live. But when WWE compiles them into video packages, they're actually better than what we see on television on a weekly basis. It condenses everything down into 3 or 4 minutes, sparing you hours upon hours upon hours of watching this garbage every week on Monday and Tuesday. But yes, they don't have any impact because the storylines don't have any impact. The characters don't have any impact. You don't care about what they're doing, so why are you going to care about the video packages? And how the video package is going to have an impact on the overall storyline of feud if there's nothing there? There's nothing going into those video packages. My favorite video packages of all time are the Val Venus ones, though. The coming attractions for Val Venus. That's what they need to do. Never mind building up a video package to hype a feud. What they need to do is... I seen Simon Miller on What Culture yesterday talk about reasons why Velveteen Dream is going to fail on the main roster, and I wholeheartedly agree with him. The way the current roster is right now, Velveteen Dream is set up for failure on the main roster because nobody understands that gimmick. They'll throw him in there. They'll have him debut, come out. Nobody will understand them. Right? Think back to what happened. And I use Val Venus as the example here because of what impact he had when he debuted. You know? When you see some guy on the set of a porno flick and you got Jenna Jameson coming out from the bushes giving this guy a blowjob on WWE television... Right? After weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of Val Venus starring in Get Hard, you know? Or, you know, your sister's coming through the back door or some shit like whatever the fuck he was, whatever film he was, you know, starring in. When he made his appearance on Monday Night Raw, the guy was already a legit superstar. Why they don't do that now, I don't know. Why didn't they do that with Tyler Breeze? They did it with Karma. Remember Karma, Amazing Kong? They did it with Karma. They did it with Asuka. Why didn't they do it with all the NXT guys coming up? They didn't do it with who did I just mention? Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze is the one that fucking comes to mind most. They didn't do it with Baron Corbin. They didn't do it with Apollo Crews. These guys just randomly show up. They didn't do it with the Revival. How you gonna throw someone from NXT who's got a very minuscule audience when it comes to the main roster anyway and expect these guys to be over in a random city like Knoxville, Tennessee? Show me video packages. Highlight these guys. Why are they coming to Raw? What is their reason for being here? Why should I care? That's what I think they should be doing. Those are the video packages that need to be impactful, not the ones that are hyping you for a match. That's WWE's job, to get you excited for the match so that we don't have to rely on video packages. But the storytelling sucks. But one thing that they need to do is get people coming up from NXT with weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of coming attractions. That's what's going to get them over. They don't do that. An old school mentality, an old school move that they don't utilize anymore. And they expect everybody to get over on their own. And then they blame the wrestler. Oh, you're not over enough. Because you didn't do anything to push me. Oh, man. Let's move on here. A couple more. Amy Martin Shepard. Shield Gal, 1769. Do you think Matt Hardy will be fully broken or not? Yes. It's on his way to being fully woken in WWE. We got Legend on Twitter. When Reigns pins and defeats Lesnar with a tear face emoji. Yes, bro, I know. I'm the same way, man. Do you think the casual crowd response will outweigh the smart crowd response in a way that will positively impact Roman Reigns going forward? And do you think people will jump on the Roman Reigns bandwagon? No. I think when Reigns defeats Lesnar, that this will be the biggest failure in modern wrestling history. That's what I think. When Lesnar loses to Reigns, the casual crowd response will not outweigh the smart crowd response. And everything that is being shielded, right? The WWE put the shield back together to shield Roman Reigns from the boos and the bad people in the crowd, right? When Roman doesn't have that shield anymore, he's going to be exposed. He's going to see the sunlight. And people are going to hate him again. People are going to see that fucking dirty beard and those fucking gross tattoos and long, stringy, greasy hair and the outfit that he doesn't want to fucking put away or live in his past. People are going to see. People are going to see. And then when WWE's ratings drop and they don't get any better from where they are now, they will blame it on something and they'll just overlook the fact that Roman Reigns is the reason why we're not watching anymore. And them putting all their eggs in one basket with Reigns and Lesnar. No. No, this is going to be the worst ever. And a possibility of Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, I don't even want to talk about that. God only knows if WWE has plans for that to happen. And you can't put it past these fucking people. If they do that, my God, man, they're just going to facilitate this entire process well beyond WrestleMania, well before WrestleMania. Jaden, Son Ed, 064 is Awoken Matt Hardy the only reason to tune into Raw this week? Probably. This is autopilot mode for WWE at the end of the year. They do nothing. This is autopilot mode. You could miss, honestly, you could miss Raw from now till maybe the 3rd week of January. The go-home show before the Royal Rumble even. You ain't going to miss anything. You ain't going to miss anything. You can miss Raw. You can miss, actually, no, let me take that back. Because starting January, they do have to build for the Royal Rumble. But you can miss Raw all month in December and not miss a goddamn fucking thing. You ain't going to miss anything. There's nothing new. So if you want to take a break for a month and come back on January 1st, by all means, do it. You ain't going to miss a goddamn thing. We will do 2 more. Lou. Is there any plausible way you could see WWE booking Sin Cara in any title reign? No. Simple answer. No. Should have been in the Cruiserweight division. Let me see here. Who do you think is the final 4 in the Royal Rumble, and do you think we'll see a surprise entry? This question may be too early to answer. I don't know, man. I don't want to take too long to think about it. The first thing that popped into my head was Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Randy Orton. But I would probably do Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Shinsuke Nakamura, and I'd probably do Kevin Owens. That's what I'd do. But, I mean, we got to see how the Royal Rumble, build takes shape and who they're going to be pushing and who they're going to be, really getting behind as an odds-on favorite. Picking the Final 4 in the Royal Rumble has gotten increasingly hard over the last couple of years. You could have kind of figured it out before the brand split. Now with the brand split, you don't know what the WWE is going to do. You don't know what brand the winner's going to come from. WWE can flip things on a dime whenever they want. But Nakamura, definitely. Strowman, I'd say. Joe, deserving. Maybe Kevin Owens. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But I think it's too early to tell for a Final 4 in the Royal Rumble. But I'm just basing that on just random guesses right now and where I see WWE going with certain guys. But that's my answer for that one, man. And that is your Off the Script social media segment. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for all the support this weekend on Off the Script. I am JD. Thank you guys so much. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new week of new content right here on the channel. Make it a great Sunday. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw. Broken or Awoken. Whatever. Matt Hardy. I'll see you guys later.